This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know and I can try to get the congregation together and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
Men don't go after women anymore nowadays, and part of the reason is that it's just become so hard because we women have become so demanding. Not that long ago, a marriage was seen as an economical agreement, and the husband was expected to provide for his family and to protect his family. But in those days, we women were still financially dependent on men. But now that we make our own money, we don't just want a husband to be a provider or to protect us, but we want a husband who can really understand us, who can feel us emotionally, and who can help in the household, and wait a minute, who can also be a very good father to our kids. But it's not just because we're financially independent that we have these expectations. It's also that society, the way it's set up, has changed completely. We used to live in a society in which we had a whole support system around us. We would have barbecues with the neighbor on the corner every Sunday. We would drink coffees with our neighbor every morning, and we would discuss our problems. But nowadays, because we also work, we live way more isolated, and the time we have off, we spend more and more with this one person who's our husband. And what that looks like in reality is that we sit on the sofa at night and we watch TV together. We look at rom-coms in which the man goes through hell and back to win a woman's heart. So besides the fact that practically seen we expect more from our men, our brains are also fed with all these fantasies about how relationships should and could be. And men have stopped to go after women because they freak out with the thought that they have to deliver all these things that women expect nowadays.
I'm telling you, man, every man should run this experiment. Go out and meet 2 women. I've said this before on my show, but it's time to update it. Meet 2 women at the same time. I want you to take one of these women and treat her like a queen. I want you to treat this woman so good that you can look in the mirror and be proud of yourself. Now the other bitch, I want you to stand on this bitch head in the street, gut punch her in front of her children.
Oh my God.
Fish hooker, nigga.
Listen,
I never understood the fish
who you
hook
think
thing.
gonna be there for you?
The fish hook bitch.
Who you think gonna be there for you? You have to run this experiment so you could be like, Corey wasn't lying. Corey was not lying.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome. You whoop a bitch enough, she gonna start to lay you.
Wow.
Whatever it's called. Drive this bitch in a snowstorm somewhere and kick out the car and pull off on her. The other bitch, I want you to be there for her and her kids she come with and just treat her like a goddess. Watch what happened.
I don't know why men over 40 are staying single. I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight. This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity?
This idea of the male loneliness epidemic, I think needs to be looked at. Some of these guys are lonely, that's true, but part of the reason is that they're looking at their options and they're like, I can't do it. Like, this is not appealing to me anymore. So they're feeling lonely. There is a segment of guys that are feeling lonely because they don't want you anymore. Like, they're not drawn to you anymore. So they would love to be with a woman who acts like a woman, who's feminine, who's respectful, who's loyal, who's, not going to cheat, who's not going to, their phone's not going to be, shady as what, who's not going to be posting like all naked pictures online all the time looking for male attention while you got a boyfriend here that you got one foot out the door, who's not going to feel like, you can't ask her what she, hey, like, what do you want to bring to the relationship? How dare you? They're looking for like a quality woman and they don't see it. So a lot of those men, it's not all guys who are just trying to seal the deal and can't make it happen. Is that some of it? Sure. But there's also guys who could seal the deal and don't want to. They're just like, well, I'm going to spend a boatload of money. I'm going to spend a boatload of time. And like, what's in it for me? Really, at the end of the day, am I getting any of my boxes checked in this? So they're choosing to just be lonely, and just because they're like, where are all the good women? Where have they gone?
Okay, I feel like I hear this all the time, that men don't make plans, men don't actually ask women out on dates. And there is actually a reason for this. Not saying it's a good reason, but there's a reason. With the rise of dating apps over the past, let's say, 10 to 15 years, and then particularly the major boom that happened during COVID, when basically the only way you could meet anyone was with dating apps, men and women and everybody are dealing with what we might call the illusion of choice, where they think they have unlimited options just because when you open your phone, you can swipe on unlimited options. Does that mean you actually have unlimited options? No, but can it feel that way? Yes. So what tends to happen is that some men who are maybe not looking for a serious relationship, or even men who are looking for a serious relationship, are also looking for the lowest barrier to dating, meaning they want to do the least amount of work for the maximum result. So if they're looking for something casual, they want to do the least amount of work for a casual relationship. Even if they're looking for something serious, they want to do the least amount of work to get to the point of a serious relationship. And because there's this illusion of choice where it feels like there are so many options, limitless options, why wouldn't you just keep shooting your shot with your low-level ask? Hey, come over, let's hang. Not, hey, let me take you to dinner, or hey, let me plan a date. You keep shooting your shot with this low-level ask or this low-level request, and you just see who bites. So instead of, hey, I met this one woman, I really like her, let me put in a lot of effort to asking her out on a date, it's, I met this woman on this app and she seems fine, but there's also 1 million other women. So if I just ask her to come over and chill, a low investment date, and she says no, I'll just move on to one of the other million women on the app. Same goes for if you've been on a few dates with someone, that's enough for them to get to that point of let me see what I can get away with, because if I have to put in too much effort, I'll just move on to one of the other options that are available to me online. Even though, again, it just seems like limitless options, it's not actually limitless options. There is actually a good reason that men don't make plans, or that a lot of times men won't ask you out on a date, is because they're trying to see what they can get away with. So the way around this, in my opinion, is making it very clear what you expect in your dating app profiles, in your communication from the very beginning. So like for a while, I had a Hinge prompt response. It said the best way to ask me out is by asking 2 days in advance, planning something fun. Like something to indicate that you saying, hey, let's chill, does not count as a date. Same goes for when I do go on a first date with someone, I make it very clear, yeah, I'm not coming to your house to hang in month 1, literally at all. Like, I would like to go out in the world on dates. I will plan some of those dates. I'm happy for us to mutually come up with stuff. But let's chill is not appropriate for date 2, 3, 4. So number 1 is they do have a reason for not making plans. They're just kind of seeing what they can get away with limitless options. But 2 is you can actually set a standard for what you expect. And if they don't meet that, bye.